Friends, just look at this. It's not the sun, it's our Earth 4.5 billion years ago. Yes, it's believed that when our Earth was born, it was a world made entirely of fire. Oceans of lava covered its surface, and the conditions were so extreme that the planet looked like a literal hell. So friends, it's my first videos about planets. This one is the most special, because it's about my favorite planet, Earth. The planet I was born on, and the same one where you were born too. Earth is the only planet in the universe that we know hosts life, and it's the planet that carries the story of all of us. Simply put, Earth is the best planet in the entire universe. And in today's video, we'll explore the entire story of Earth, how it was formed and how it created the rarest thing in the universe, life. But to understand that story, we have to go all the way back, to the very beginning, to see how our planet actually came into existence. 4.6 billion years ago. Back then, there was nothing. No planets, no sun, not even Earth. Only a massive cloud of gas and dust drifting through the Milky Way for millions of years. That cloud, made mostly of hydrogen and helium, was known as the solar nebula. One day, something strange happened. The nebula drifted too close to a dying star, and when that star exploded, gravity began to pull the cloud inward. The cloud started collapsing under its own weight and began spinning faster and faster. The center grew hotter and hotter, and that's where our sun was born. After the sun's birth, a disk of dust formed around it, the protoplanetary disk. The name says it all. Proto means before, and planetary means planets. It was the disk that existed before the planets were formed. As this disk orbited the young sun, dust particles began to collide and stick together, first forming rocks, then larger bodies. Over millions of years, these merged into rocky planets like our Earth. But the early Earth was nothing like the one we know today. Its temperature was over 12,000 degrees, and its surface was an ocean of molten lava, a fiery world waiting to cool down. And just before it did, something truly unimaginable happened. When Earth was newly formed, it was smaller than it is today, about 10% smaller, and it was missing one very important thing, the moon. So what happened that made Earth grow larger and gave birth to our moon? About 4.5 billion years ago, when Earth was still cooling, a Mars-sized planet named Theia crashed into it at an incredible speed, over 9 kilometers per second. To give you perspective, a bullet travels around 4,500 feet per second, and Theia was 7 times faster than that. The collision was so violent that half of Earth's surface was blasted into space. The upper mantle was destroyed, molten rock rose to the surface, and Earth turned into a ball of fire once again. Some of the ejected debris fell back to Earth, but some started orbiting around it, forming a ring of molten rock. Over time, that ring gathered together to form a new world, our moon. It's believed that when the moon was born, it too was extremely hot. And though today the moon is over 350,000 kilometers away, back then it was only 22,500 kilometers from Earth, so close that it would have looked like a glowing molten orb hovering in the sky. Now Earth had a moon. But how did Earth itself become larger? The bombardment that brought water. As Earth cooled again, it entered a period known as the Late Heavy Bombardment, LHB, a time when millions of asteroids continuously rained down on Earth for hundreds of millions of years. This constant bombardment did two major things. One, it increased Earth's size by 10–20% too. It brought with it the most precious substance of all, water. You see, when Earth first formed, it was far too hot for liquid water to exist. So how did we get oceans? Those asteroids, many of which came from the icy outer regions of the solar system, carried frozen water within them. When they collided with Earth, the ice melted and began to collect on the cooling surface. Slowly, water began to cover the planet. But that brings another question. How did Earth hold on to that water? For that, we needed something else, an atmosphere. The birth of the atmosphere. An atmosphere is basically a blanket of gases held by a planet's gravity. It maintains temperature, blocks harmful radiation, keeps gases from escaping, and allows weather and the water cycle to exist. But when Earth first formed, it couldn't hold any gases. Solar winds from the young sun blew them all away. Then, around 4.4 billion years ago, intense volcanic activity began, so extreme that it covered the planet in lava once again. This period is called the Hadean Eon, named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. A fitting name, since Earth looked like a burning hell. These volcanoes released enormous amounts of gases, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, water vapor, and Earth's gravity slowly trapped them, forming our first atmosphere. Rain began to fall for millions of years, forming oceans, rivers, and even sending water deep underground, the same groundwater we still use today. So yes, every drop of water you drink originally came from space. Next time you take a sip, remember, you're drinking something billions of years old. Now Earth had an atmosphere. But it needed protection, something to keep it safe from solar radiation. That's when Earth created its magnetic field. The magnetic shield. Ever wondered why Mars doesn't have an atmosphere today? No liquid water, no rain, no breathable air, nothing. If we took off our spacesuits on Mars, our blood would boil, our brains would shut down, and we'd die within seconds. The reason? Mars has no magnetic field. A magnetic field acts like an invisible shield. It's generated by the movement of molten iron inside a planet's core, and it protects the planet from harmful solar winds. Earth's molten iron core creates a strong magnetic field that deflects solar radiation, keeping our atmosphere safe, something Mars lost long ago. Scientists believe Mars once had oceans and a thick atmosphere, but when its magnetic field disappeared, the sun stripped it all away. Thanks to Earth's magnetic shield, our atmosphere survived, and that made life possible. The question of life. Now that Earth had oceans, an atmosphere, and protection, one big question remained: how did life begin? For centuries, people wondered if other planets could host life. In the 1600s, when Galileo first looked through his telescope, many believed Mars or Venus might have civilizations, even dinosaurs. But when we finally sent spacecraft to these planets, we discovered the truth. They were barren. No air, no water, no life. To this day, Earth remains the only known planet with life. Even though we've discovered billions of galaxies and trillions of planets, no clear evidence of life has ever been found anywhere else. We've seen some clues: liquid water, atmospheres, Earth-like conditions, but nothing alive. That means life is perhaps the rarest phenomenon in the universe. And that was just one chapter of the endless story of our universe. If you enjoyed this journey, don't stop here. Go and watch our previous videos, each one revealing a new mystery of space, time, and existence. Subscribe now and keep exploring with us, because the universe has many more secrets to tell.